I'm back. The Wrestlemania is over now, and we'll get back to the game. Um, didn't like the way I didn't like the Logan Paul, uh, AJ Styles. I thought that I think it must have been a surprise ad for Becky Lynch in the women's tag team. Well, you knew that she was going to win. And it was actually not that. It was out of the three matches or three or four matches I watched tonight. That was the better one. Um, it's a shame that they would do AJ Styles that way. I had a kind of a feeling that since Styles lost, that Cena was going to win, which, like I said, was a joke. I know I've never been a Cena fan ever. I've always thought that his gimmicks were bad. He wasn't that good of a wrestler. Um, but they pushed him to the gill. Let's see, where am I Rami at? Let's go ahead and give her a push too. All right, we're going to do some more solo defenses, wave defenses here. We'll try an elite and see how that goes. I have tried the I've tried it once and it was broke, and you see where the highlighted one, the one that was, I went in there, was testing to see if it was the one down thing was real or just a visual glitch. It was real. They got cleared two waves. Okay, we're gonna start with just your regular one to start with. I'm gonna do about two of these, and we'll try a elite. And I'm not looking forward with it because of that stupid little ship. And I did do some research for it. In fact, I think I was close to another pull. Last time I looked, let's do that. And I got 5 minutes. It's not like other wave defense. Okay, I do have another pull. So let's go ahead and do that. Maybe I can get it up a little higher. We'll go ahead and do it. I've been real unlucky with these pulls. I've been getting Zeb on every one of them. Of course, the two that I wanted are Giorgio and Rachel Garrett. I mean, Zeb's not bad, but Zeb's probably the weak out of all three of these all these officers. He's the least one I care about. And I got two Unas, which she would be the second one least care about. But at least she is harder to get sourcing than Zeb. Well, that's the only way you can get Zeb. But like I said, I'm not interested in getting another Zeb. Yeah, I just that's not a good booking thing because Cena said he's retiring after this match, and to me, Cena has always been like the corporate push up of a champion. He's never been one that I've ever liked since his very inception. Um, I just thought his era of the WWE was the weakest because they kept booking him unbeatable, so no other star could really shine during his deal. So I've never liked Cena. I think all the talk between about him, from other people that left the WWE, most of those were true. You kind of saw that a little bit in that Nikki Bella reality show, what kind of a tool he really was in real life. And I've always just not liked John Cena. I thought his gimmicks were stupid. And one of them I thought was over the top when they let him do the military one after he was in the Marine, where he's doing the salute and all that stuff. That should be reserved to guys that were actually in the military. You know, to me that's almost like a stolen valor type thing. And I hated that one. I hated the rapper thing, that was maybe the worst of all of his personas. Yeah, he is a decent actor. I liked him in that stupid Amy Schumer movie, and he's good in Peacemaker. In actor, he is really good, but I just never liked him as a wrestler. But he looked bad. You can tell now he's not taking the juice, and his body looked like, I heard some guy on Facebook make the joke that he looked like somebody's 50-year-old dad out there wrestling. Well, he kind of did. Now, maybe a 50-year-old dad who works out some, but yeah, it was pretty. I thought yesterday's WrestleMania matches were a lot better than tonight's. I mean, they kind of. I think. Do you think that's the worst main event WrestleMania one? It has been since the ones I've watched, and I won't say I've watched every one of them because I have not. But I was a big watcher back in the Attitude Era, and a little bit into Cena's era too, because I liked several wrestlers in that time. I liked Batista. I liked Randy Orton. I liked Chris Jericho. But I just, where was The Rock? Rock, they had this big build-up, and he never showed up. I thought for sure he was going to, where that rapper came out, or that hardcore champion or whatever the hell he is, came out. I thought that was going to be where The Rock was going to come in. And I thought Stone Cold Steve Austin might have came in and went with Cody, but they used him to announce the attendance. I thought that was kind of lame too, because he could have done. I know he doesn't really want to take any bumps anymore, and that's cool, but. But I thought that was kind of strange that the way they used Austin, because I would have used Austin a lot differently. I think I screwed up right there. We'll see if I can get there fast enough. Oh, I screwed up. Damn it. Talking too much while I'm trying to do it. All right. So what do you think? Do you think... No, it's not the worst of all time, but I think they could have done a lot better. He stole his whole deal at the beginning of that match from Kevin Owens. That's what Kevin Owens used to do in Ring of Honor, where anytime the guy had momentum, he would get out of the ring and do all that stuff. I thought that was kind of BS-y, in that match. See, I'd rather seen a Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes matchup for the main event than Cena. Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, but I'd rather seen Kevin Owens there, because at least Kevin Owens would have. Yeah, that's what somebody told me last night. Like I said, I haven't been watching lately, because I don't have Netflix, and I watched it a little bit. what I do with Netflix, if there's a series that comes out, I'll take Netflix for like 2 or 3 months and I'll cancel. And I canceled right maybe a month after WWE started going on Netflix. So I haven't really seen that much. I watched, the clips that they show on Facebook and crap like that. But, there was a time, like I said, in the Attitude Era, in the early part, during afterwards, I didn't miss a Monday Night Raw. But like I said, I was never a Cena fan, and when they were booking him unbeatable all the time, I just didn't like it because I didn't think number one, I didn't think he was a good wrestler, and number two, I just didn't like the guy. I still don't. But like you said, I will give him his credit for being a decent actor. He might be one out of the WWE actors. He might be the better one because The Rock plays himself in everything that he does, So it's hard to compare. But as far as the roles that he's played in the movies, Cena's been pretty good. Oh man, I hope that's not true, man, because he was the only reason early on that I watched Ring of Honor was because of Kevin Steen, man. Kevin Steen and all the different things that he did in that deal. And I even watched that. What's that name of that wrestling? Outfit in California, Gorilla, or something like that. I actually pay-per-viewed a few of those when he would go there. I forgot what streaming service did that damn thing come on back in the day. I think I got it on Roku or something. I actually bought a damn Roku unit so I could watch it. But yeah, Owens has always been. I love Owens because man, he's not this big jack SOB that can just looks like he's, but he can wrestle. He is a good wrestler. He does so many different moves and finishers and things. No one could ever say that they watched the Kevin Owens match and was bored with it. But I definitely can say that, like, tonight's match wasn't good. I'll agree with what you said. It wasn't the worst ever, maybe, because I haven't seen them all, but it's the worst one I've ever seen. I thought like I said, it would have been better if they would have put in The Rock and Stone Cold, trying to help either one of them, helping them both, or whatever. That would have been better. That's how they should have used Austin instead of making him. Hell, they could have got Mick Foley to come out there and do the attendance thing, because that dude can't. I don't think he can wrestle anymore as bad as his body's gotten. They could have done something like that, I think. What do you think? But let's go ahead and we'll ratchet it back up again. Yeah, but I don't think either one was a match was a good option. I think that was a bad choice for the main event for WrestleMania. I mean that match between Rollins, Reigns, and CM Punk was way better than that one. That should have been the main event for WrestleMania, but they had no titles on the line, which was kind of stupid at that part, But It'll be interesting to see if Heyman comes out with Rollins now, or if that was just a one-off, because Heyman was just tired of being those two guys kind of toys right there and decided to screw them both over, or does he come back with Rollins? I don't know. That's going to be a pretty. I like Rollins as a heel. He's best as heel. He knows how to do both of them. He knows how to be the shitbag heel, and he knows how to be the bully heel. So it's going to be interesting to see what Rollins does now. I hope that somehow they put him into a championship deal with it and let them say. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this. Like I said, I thought they did AJ Styles wrong tonight, and that was kind of the theme of the night. Well, AJ's kind of on his last leg. I think someone said this was his last WrestleMania, and they shouldn't have let him go out on a loss over some gimmick guy like Paul. It was kind of stupid. I didn't mind the match between the women. You knew Becky Lynch was going to win. That when she rolled out there, you knew her side was going to win. I like I said earlier in the other screen, that when the WrestleMania was going, that out of the three that popped out of NXT at the time, between Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Bayley, I always liked her the best, Becky Lynch. I thought she was the better of them. Like Sasha Banks, I never bought. She was way too little. When she got in the ring with Charlotte Flair, that was a total joke. It was like, okay, we know wrestling is fake now, because there's no way Sasha Banks is even in the same weight class or whatever as Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair was actually a collegiate athlete, and you got that was the best thing that ever happened to WWE when she left and went to went to the other one. I mean, I like the other one too. The other one I thought was good, but now that they just decided what we're going to do is we're going to sign every washed out WWE wrestler and not give the other guys the times that they need. I mean, to me, when it had more of a Ring of Honor feel, where there was mostly the Ring of Honor guys and Jericho, and then Cody, I thought it was a better match. I haven't really watched much of it because it's like what's going to happen to them is what's going to happen to WCW, where they just keep signing ex WWE people that didn't work, or people would just John Moxley. John Moxley is badass. I hope he comes back to. I've heard a number of times talking about getting the Shield back together. I don't think it's going to happen now because of what happened Saturday night, but that would have been pretty phenomenal if John Moxley would come back to WWE. And I don't know if he keeps his Dean Ambrose name or they go ahead and keep his John Moxley name now. But to me, I don't know. What do you guys think? To me, Cody Rhodes isn't a top of the roster guy. He's a mid-card guy. He's always going to be that way. He's good. He doesn't suck. But I just don't buy him as he's not the. I don't think even though he was able to do it in another promotion, and then they just kind of just grandfathered him in. To me, he's a good wrestler, but I don't see him as the big time champion. And maybe that's one of the reasons they took the belt off of him and gave it to Cena. I don't know, but I think he's a phenomenal mid card guy. You know, should be like tag teamer, intercontinental champion. That part, yeah, absolutely. But I don't see him as the main guy. And maybe that's the reason why he's not got the title right now. Because that was kind of a jacked up way to end WrestleMania with a guy who says he's going to take the title and retire and never come back. It's going to be interesting what they do. Do they strip John Cena of the title on Monday Night Raw and have some kind of tournament match for the championship? Who knows? We'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, I hope Kevin Owens isn't out for good, man. Like I said, he got me back into watching wrestling again when he was at Ring of Honor. Like I said, I loved Ring of Honor. I used to come to watching them in San Antonio when they would come to San Antonio. I'd drive all the way from Dallas to San Antonio to see their matches. And when they were here, I didn't miss one after I discovered them. But I thought there was a time where I thought the Ring of Honor was better than WWE by far. Before EEW and some of the guys from there came to WWE. But yeah, I really liked that match last night between Rollins and Reigns and CM Punk. But it was kind of, I might have missed it. I might not have been. I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch WWE a lot during the CM Punk era. That was kind of when I kind of checked out. I never remember CM Punk and Paul Heyman ever being together to begin with. So that felt weird to me. Let's see, I need to not put that ship in there. That felt kind of weird to me. But, because I always see Heyman with Lesnar. That's how I always see Heyman. I love Brock. I followed Brock during his UFC career. And if he hadn't gotten that intestinal disease and lost all that weight and then tried to come back from that when he almost died, who knows what he would have been as a UFC champion. But anyway, yeah, I think it was UFC 100. I went to the movie theaters and watched. That's when I think that's when Lesnar beat Randy Couture for the title. Randy was a little bit long in long in the tooth. But you could see after 5 minutes in the ring in the octagon with Lesnar, how fast he came at him. Couture wasn't ready for that. Yeah, that wasn't in the WWE. That was back in ECW. Oh no, that was actually back even in the WCW. Paul Heyman was his guy at that point. And then he went to, after he got fired from WCW, he went to ECW. ECW, you guys, if you guys are not that far back, ECW was the bomb. There's not been that's what Ring of Honor was to me. It was kind of a cross between the good WWF and the good ECW. I mean, me and my little nephew, we used to watch ECW here on it came on like UFH channel here in Dallas. It showed like at 11 o'clock at night. And my nephew thought it was the greatest. He got to stay up and watch wrestling with me on, come on, Joe, you're screwing this up. Okay, we get. Okay, we got one down here. Let's go ahead and get that one. And we'll position our. Oh, it didn't hit it. Damn it. I get one that's faster. It didn't click on it. See if I get it before it hits it. Yeah, I get it barely. Get my other one. Yeah, it's hard to talk wrestling and do these things, but I'm trying. All right, I gotta get my right ship. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I screwed that one up. I should have. I gotta get this keyboard out of the way because it's makes my mouse positions harder. Let's pull it all the way out again. All right, let's get this going. I'm going to crank the jams back up here after I can finish this thing up. If some of you that are new to the channel tonight, I've got a bunch of metal songs I wrote with Star Trek that are Star Trek themed. But I've got to crank it up. you had the extra cash, I think it's more going in the store. Especially if you're close to figuring out, going to the store, these loot boxes. I pulled like the day long. I ended up at more than plus you had some decent amount of stuff, and we all important multi-phase well. So I think that if you're close to one of these offices, there's a lot. I would definitely focus on some of that instead of. I would definitely focus on that instead of somebody. I'll definitely focus on that. These are all good offices, and I'll tell you where I got mine. Okay, I've got my Rachel Garrett. I think she's tier 3 now. Here she is, Rachel Garrett. See, I've got her to tier 3. What you will want from there is this. That's a really good loot hostile. Her abilities down here, if you're going to say I was going to know I was going to hit Battleship Hostiles, this is not too bad either. If you're going to a system like where I like to do my hostile grind, I don't always know when to hit Battleship. Can't wait for the, if y'all didn't hear it, we're going to have Alliance tournaments on Wednesday. I'll be queuing this bad boy up with the first loot pulls I get. Because basically that's really the only way. There's no sourcing for these officers. And I got Jack Ransom to tier 3 last time. And I'm pretty far from Shanks. I may try to do, after I see what else is in the store, I may do some stuff to get him a little bit higher as well. But basically, that's the only sourcing I know of these officers in the Alliance tournament right now. Because even these, I thought they were in this, and I actually said it on stream, which I found out I was wrong when we looked. I thought there was a collection of them. I thought they were also in this galaxy in here, but I was wrong. I got the mirror, I got some really good offices in here, but they don't have that, and of course they're not in here either. So, there's really no other sourcing that I know of for them except for Alliance tournaments. Because I'm pretty sure they're not one of these you can get. They're even more selective. Last time around, I ended up going with the newer one. Because except for like the pick officers, they're not that great. They're okay. You can put it on like one of your last PvP crew. But I use Archer. These 3 guys every time I go in. Mine rare stuff. Like I actually need to make it run today, but I'm not gonna do it. Or you know what? Take that back. Let's go ahead and take a break from this. Wait 53 minutes. And no, you know what? I'll mess up all my crew. Nope. I'll wait wait till I do. I'm gonna wait till I finish looting all my stuff. I just remembered this thought that hey, I'm gonna reset all my food. So thanks for that. Okay. All right. Guys, I'm gonna fail bad on this, but I'm gonna give it a shot just so I can get some of that loot. Gotta go with the issue.
With each strike he lands, the darkness will break.
I may have to upgrade. Okay, what do I want to upgrade?
In the chaos of war and of the day, to go strong in the memories lead a light. Let it form the all speed breeze in there and the time shall no spare and creation.
Yeah,
they strike like a storm, bringing darkness to lights. Captain Jack Spade, the legends will play with the warrior's heart. It's forever untamed. Beneath the holograms, his spirit ignites in the fury of combat.
You gotta click on it. I can't screw around with any of these.
Cries echo, the stars bleed red in the wake of this fight. With the fearless dread. They set out on a quest to murder Kirk and his crew. They took an oath. Now there's nothing they can do. They wanted vengeance for the years they watched him live.
Okay, so far so good. You got one wave down. I think I got to wave 3 on this one. That one. Let's see if we can do the power thing. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay.
To destroy the Enterprise, to conquer the Federation, the galaxy is mine. They wanted vengeance.
It showed it engaged with it. I don't know why it didn't kill it.
The hatred burns in their souls. The Klingons came to kill. They wanted vengeance.
Come on, man. Why is it not showing? Okay, I got 1, so I'm gonna get by 2 waves. I could have done better. I sucked on that one. This is the one that's a hard one. Oh shit. Oh, it killed my ship. I'm not gonna do this one. Holy crap, I maybe must have not have got this far on it before. Destroyed all 3 of my ships. I'm gonna have to go use my next time around, I'm gonna have to use the 70 ships on this thing. Well, we tried it. Let's go back to the 5th. Like I said, I need to loot more than... I know that this ship isn't strong enough to do those yet. Okay. See how many points that gains. It is. That's where you score all the points for the event. Oh, he got me really close to the next. Even though I only cleared two waves, it scored big time. You saw I just finished this milestone, so damn, you only clear two, that gets you. If I moved up into the 50 at least, well, you see I've done it before. I got up to wave 4 on that one, but it won't count for the event for me. Only the 260 count for me. Yeah, it was fun. We'll do this again maybe for the next pay-per-view. If I'm home, I might end up having to work. My schedule. I'm normally off on. Normally going to be off on Sunday night. So that's good. I need to get my keys back in here. What am I doing? I'm not sure what the news ship will do with the regular hostile. Have any of you guys tried the news ship on the regular wave defenses? Yeah, ECW. I love ECW, man. Like I said, me and my nephew every Saturday night when we would play here in Dallas on one of the UFS, but we had cable, so we didn't have to like dial in the revenues or anything. But I think it used to come on one of the UPN channels here, and we never missed it because it was so over the top and crazy. I mean, hell, you know, if any of y'all are not old school watchers, go online and watch the live and times of New Jack. And I love all Eddie Dreamer, New Jack, all those guys. I mean, there's so many awesome wrestlers. You know, then you had guys that crossed over like Rob Van Dam, you had the Dudley Boys, Taz, so many really good guys that came to WWE. Well, thanks, man. I'm not sure how sometimes I get that ability to work, and sometimes I can't. But the bad thing about the ability, it doesn't kill them, it only weakens them. So it's kind of a useless ship, to be honest with you. The reason I bought it, before we start this up, was for this refinery. I will be honest with you, had I known at the time there was going to be a refinery like, you know, like this one, or you know, one, or I guess even this one here, I probably wouldn't have done it because I don't like the fact that I got a choice on these officers. I'd be more engaged with this whole mechanic if I could go down here and pick which officers I got a chance to pull instead of having because I've made like 8 pulls on this so far. Most of the time I've gotten this guy. There's guys on the screen will go so that I pulled and got Una. I mean, she's like, those are the least 2 that I want. I want either DiGiorgio or Rachel Garrett's the ones I want, but if I had a chance where I could go in here and pull these separately, then I think it would have been worth it, even though I think the ship's a piece of trash. I'm gonna go ahead and make this pull. And this was stupid too. This is thanks to one of the content creators who convinced them that that a G6 player needed these parts. I'd rather that they would give us more of these parts and forget the G5 parts and especially the G4 parts. That just adds crap to my. But I will pull those so it's for my enterprise and my correctness. Okay, let's go ahead and. Okay, Naz, this is I use this triangle defense when I run it. He's in my alliance. Welcome to the channel, dude. So we're gonna start. What I like to do is I've kind of got the patterns now. Maybe I need to study the patterns on the other ones. Okay, let's go. Gosh, dang it, I screwed up. Okay, on this one. I mean, believe it or not, these are a lot easier on my iPad, but if it was on my iPad, y'all wouldn't get to see it. Don't have as much problem with the mouse, not in with the selection stuff I have sometimes on here. And most of the time when I'm losing these things, it's because it didn't click over. Okay, now they're going to pop up here, here, and here. So I'm going to take my A chip, get that one. Come on. We'll go B. C. Okay, let's go A here, down here on this one. B, come up here and get this bad boy. Let's C grab this one. Okay, now they're all gonna spawn up top. Okay, I'm gonna go B, C, and then A right here. I still got it on C though. Okay, let's go with B here. And then I'm going to set my cube on that one. My A chip on that one. And set my B chip where it needs to be right there. And I've got to get my A chip so that it clears that hostile. Got to set it there and I switch back to my cube. And get him right on the top of that bad boy. Come on. See, it's not B. Missed that one because I couldn't click on that one over there. First step is the Enterprise, and she didn't stand a chance. Cause my Klingons all had shakes off, and they did a shakes on dance. Next up is Server 74, and she's already starting to lag. Gonna take her down till there's nothing left to burn except the flag. Hey, I wanna take you all the way. For all you guys new to the stream, these are all original songs that I wrote and recorded. The main thing I did that, I would be jamming to Guns N' Roses or AC/DC if it would let me do it on the stream, but I went and made my own stuff. It's kind of, I'm from Dallas. My best friends were a Dallas-based band that I helped them with their CD producer CD, used to get them gigs and stuff, but they were like the Dallas hardcore sound, sort of like, we called it grindcore too, Dallas hardcore grindcore in the style of like Pantera and Drowning Pool. My friends actually played at the club where Pantera got their start over at the Basement in Dallas. That club does not exist anymore. But if you want to see what that club looked like, there were videos of bootleg videos of a concert I recorded for God Fear. That was the name of their band. Look for God Fear Basement Dallas. You can see the club where Pantera. Now, just for a note, you don't see a crowd because it was called the Basement for a reason. It was subterranean, and anytime there was a big time rain in the city of Dallas, it would flood the floor. But there's like a back area that you can't see. There was probably about, 150, 200 people there, but nobody wanted to. Like, you see these two guys that are like right on the stage, they're standing in ankle deep water there, which made it a challenge for us to videotape it, but in a way, but it was good because we didn't have a crowd that would block the camera views too, so we were able to get really good footage. Okay, let's see how close we are. We might have finished the event. Well, that's on the wrong thing. I saw another payoff. Let's see, how close are we? 64. Well, like I said, I need to burn some of these directives. Let's see if we can. Let's put the junker back in there and see if we can do better. We know we can't use it to kill the ships. No, I better not. I better wait till I get the junker up a little bit higher. I'm sure my 70 ships will fare better and not be destroyed, but I don't know what to do with this one. I think it's pretty impossible to try to win that thing with 2 ships. My junker is tier 7. You see I've got 5 more deal to go to tier 8. That's pretty much the day 1 pack and the unlock. I took it up to tier 6 because they said that was when you got G6 parts. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have done that. I was hoping, I should have looked, I did it just boom, 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 to get it to tier 6. And pretty much all those compensation things got it the rest of the way. And I've been doing the G5 armadas, the solo weight suspension, to get loot for it. Because I could see what those guys were saying. You almost have to have your 70 ships completely tiered out to be able. Some people were theorizing these were really made for G7 people, which I don't think so. I think they just made them very hard. There's probably going to be some more crew people that we're going to be able to get to using those ships, and that's going to be the key to beating them, probably actually. But who knows, As my ship goes down in flames, my heart cries out your name. Yeah, I didn't go big this week, man. I basically what I did for the SLB for the thing is, let me go ahead and put my ships back in here. I'll put them back. I'm not going to change crews. I popped out my second Kretschna, took it up to tier 4, and I got my Enterprise E. I think I took it up 2 tiers. Yeah, I took it up 2 tiers. I took it up 3 tiers. I was tier 5 with it. So now I've got it at tier 8, and but I saved it. I could have got. I won the SLB last week. I saved some for this week because I knew that didn't want to spend any hardly. I spent like $300. I bought 2 interceptor packs and that hammer pack for the Explorer. That's why I got it up so high. But that was all I was willing to spend this weekend on the game, especially with these damn wave defenses being broke, and I can't get in an arena to save my life without that damn glitch. Because let's see if I can still go. But I'll show you what was happening to me, guys. It's gonna go black here for a minute. Okay, I'm back with this. I'm going to show you something. This is what happened to me last week. Let's see, media source. I'm going to go, okay, and I'm going to go back to playback where I think it's in my downloads. Okay, this is what was happening to me last week in Arena. In this thing where it won't let me join squads. It tells me squad cannot be found or squad full for the most part is what I'm getting. And then when I redo it, there he is right back again. See, I'll try one more time to show you.
Did that all night long. I did try 6 or 7 different times. And it would do that every time. But I couldn't get in. I couldn't get into a wave or one of the combat arenas for anything. And I had a new toy that I wanted to try out, this Enterprise E. So I was kind of motivated to try to get into the arenas. Because now it'll be really interesting. Now I got 3 70 ships. And which sucks because if you can't get in, how can you build? You see, I'll show you where I'm at on mine. See, I'm stuck here. I got my reputation max, but I can't open any of these mirror horror things I don't, because I'm stuck in the silver level. You can't get out. So I can't score loot. I can't get I want my mirror horror bad. I want her, and I also want to get, there's an efficiency in here, but this efficiency here see now, by the time I get it, I won't need it anymore because I'm not building any more ships. So it kind of screwed me over, man. I couldn't get, this would have been so much easier for me to get my stuff if I'd have had this engineering thing, but they gave me no way to get to it. Because right now, once I get this Romulan ship, this is the only ship I got left to build. And I'm only building because it looks cool. Because it's supposed to be a piece of shit for a ship. I'm just building it because I can, basically. Because that seems to be the thing with the epic Romulan battleships. They're usually the worst of the 3, which doesn't make any sense at all. The battleship you would think would be the best ship of the 3, just because of its nature. But I'm an interceptor guy, so I'm always going after the interceptor. The only one that I really didn't go to because I saw it was a piece of crap, because most of the time my Rotarian could beat it, was the Federation interceptor, the one in the 60s. I can't think of the name of it right now. No, no. And no, the Akura was no, that's not, yeah. The Akura was is a decent. The only reason to get the Akura is the cube in that range and the one above it. It crushes the dog shit out of it once you get it up to about tier 7. That's. I mean, I don't know. When I was in the alliance before, we have a guy that went to 70 real fast. I was going out there just crushing his cube with that Akura. And that was the biggest reason I got the Varlax, for the same reason. Because my original plans was not to build an interceptor until I got to this bad boy. But I saw how good those interceptors are against the cube, and everybody uses the cube in this game because it's the easiest one to build up. It doesn't cost you much to do it, but you can, like this one. Like I have a tier 16 cube. My Varlock crushes like a grape. Even, but the one higher, the one with like 100? No, See, I'm interested to see what my tier. This is my little one, I think. That's my little one. That's my bigger one. I'm interested to see what my tier 10 Krechna does against one of those cubes. Will I be able to have the same punch-up power as I did with the other interceptors or not? I don't know. I know that one of the guys on our server, the 69, he has his highs you can get at that level, and this was back when it was like a tier 4 or tier 5. It crushed it like a grape. Didn't put like less than a minute's worth of damage on it, and it was basically almost the same power at that point, because you can see the little ones. Basically the same power as, where's it at? You can see it's basically the same power as the cube is at that point, or the cube might be a little bit higher than that. Yeah, big. Yeah, he was gonna try to take out my one of my other ships. He didn't know that my Krechna was there, and after that, he's never really showed his face again. They'll just send junk ships when I go in their defense. Okay, thanks, man. But let's go back. Let's go ahead and put the cube back in here, and let's get back into the wave defenses. And then I'm gonna go in the mirror reverse after this. I got 6 or 7 more days to finish this event. Bad thing is I did all these print them last night. I was low on loot on there, so I don't have maybe one directive. I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to do those. Maybe we could get some formations going in our alliance. That would be cool too, because it counts for them too. So I need to finish this event, and I'll take my Rotarian in there and finish it up and go in the 68 system and get some signal blueprints too. But let's see, we got 7.5, a week and a half to finish this last. I didn't know he had that. That's pretty badass right there. 20 shards. Okay, we got There's not another one? No, that's the last one. Let's do one more. We'll do one more, and then we'll go in the Mirrorverse. Okay. Oh crap, I got my Enterprise. Alright. Alright, let's get it started. We're all gonna come down here. Yeah. I do regret buying, signing up for Midgard Plus to see that. I couldn't believe, like last night, none of the Hooters or Twin Peaks was showing Wrestlemania last night. It was all Stars game. But I understand that, but I don't know why they couldn't have had the Wrestlemania on the TV. Going against what triangle? These are. I don't think that it matters on these. I mean, it might if you're having problems killing them. You can see Naz. I don't have hardly any damage when I'm done with these. Now, if I was trying to punch up on these, I was a level 50 player trying to punch up, yeah, I would definitely try to keep the triangle as much as possible. Now I have to get my other shit back. You'll watch. You see, I'm almost done with them. I have hardly any damage at all. Now that would be a good observation. If you're having problems with tough hostiles to be killed, then absolutely pay attention to the triangle. Here's a perfect run. This is what I usually do on these. When I'm trying to do multiple things. I did delay a little bit to get that one a little bit closer than normal, but other than that, that was a perfect run. But the most important thing for me is the loot. And I need this loot for my office. It's funny, that mirror loot, I'm drowning in it, but there's nothing that I want that it spins for except for the conversion to the other loot. Because the Elite 50s don't count in the event. If they did, then yeah, I would be doing those instead. See, like, watch. Look on my thing. The only one that counts for this gathering intel is this thing over here. Where's it at? I've got to hit 60 systems. No, the 60s I can't. Everybody saw that the new ship dies at tier 3. It leaves you with 2, and then you take big time hull damage and you get like 2 hits. I'd have to use my 70 ships. I died on tier 3 doing the leap. Still need to burn some more of those so I can make that because I don't want to get one shard or one pattern or whatever the hell it is. I want to get a set. Alright, well we're going to go in the mirror verse. I'm going to go ahead and reset my ships. Yeah, I mean, if I thought I could do better doing that and still scoring the event, I would. I mean, I want those. I'll show you the crews that I'm using. Strange New World. She's got my better. And I'm using her for just basically her attack stat. It was real. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It was real low on. Look at the stat change on that. The Queen was basically for stats. Makes it a little bit. These were all there, but the Queen was there for stats. And in my cars, I had that mud, card E-Data, Sutter, I fucked up and put it here instead of over my queue. Like I said, some of my things got twisted around when I made that change. I need to change that right now. Oh, cool. Kim's supposed to be in the other one. Okay, let's go back to lower deck. I didn't catch it. Okay, Kim's supposed to be there. We're going to save this now so we don't get screwed up again. Now that might have made it a little bit different. No, I'm on the same one. Yeah, I'm still on the same one, damn it. Okay, I got to put blocks that, units there. Confirm. Exchange. Okay. So I had to redo my whole thing when I got that my things were all off because I got the Enterprise E and I got the second correction. So it messed up my boxes here, so I had to redo them. It messed them up somehow. Okay, or maybe I had to ship. Maybe I was using this on the. Maybe I got these two mixed up. But let's go ahead and we'll save this one there. Okay, now let's go back into the cause and fix that. Has anybody tried those? No, the Cat Doctor works both ways on that. She was only supposed to be for PvP, but I think it was one of the content creators shows that she worked on both. And she does work because I used her back when I needed her for rep grinding. I put her below deck, and it did make a world of difference. So she does work. She wasn't supposed to, but they didn't fix it. Still on my cube. Not still on my cube. How do I put back on my cube? Let's fix this one. We need to put Kim in here, and I'll save it, and I'll be ready for the next time I do it. But I need to do I need to go into the Mirrorverse, finish that thing up, finish both of those events up, and then maybe we can come back. We'll try the Elite then. I'm gonna try the Elite without the stupid ship. I'm gonna put my biggest cube in both of my Enterprise E and the Krishna and see how far I get just for grins. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and change. I need to change this one out. That Varlux is a pretty good ship. If any of you guys are in the mill 60s that are watching, I think it's the best of the rare. And I'm a Klingon ship guy, saying that. Yeah, I thought the same that both of my cubes are the same tier because I got my Enterprise E up to past tier 6. So I went ahead. Yeah, that was another thing I did this week. I'm sorry, I did take my small cube up to tier 16. I got both of my cubes at tier 16. But I will tell you this. that even this tier. I tried putting Uncle Rush or Maven there, but it doesn't help him enough. It puts nice stats up there, but it's better to because you got limited seats in there. If I had an extra seat, then I could probably use it to stack the stats, but I lost to a ship that I shouldn't have. It was Enterprise E. That won't happen again now. Those four are the only ones I care about setting up, and I think I got the mirror blue on this. We're gonna put them back. Okay, that puts me back to where normal. And I've got my Titan right here, which that's not what I'm gonna put there.
Captain Jack Speed with fire in his eyes.
Still got all my hoops.
Conscious of the storm, no one hears their cries. With a bird of praise, flying high and
Need to probably send some
in
mines
the
out.
shadow of the stars, he attacks the crowd. War cries echo the empire's might, destruction and glory in the dead of night. Through the darkness, the engines roar, slicing through.
You know what? Hey guys, you know I'm gonna see.
seeking more.
I'm gonna see something before I do this. If I do this, I'm gonna switch some shit out here. I'm just gonna stick him in there for a placeholder. I didn't look to see if I can have enough rods to unlock this FT or not. No. So right now I use this to do gas because I've got the, even though it's, believe it or not, it's not faster than my selfie, my high selfie with that forbidden technology. Because I put them side by side. So what I do is I go ahead and use this for gas, even though it's a Romulan miner, but it's the slower of the three that I'm going to be sending out. Okay, let's go ahead and use the filter. Now what they need to do, if y'all agree, they need to put morale, cold breach, and burning here so you can get all those options all in one thing, so you make it easier to load. Okay, now we need potions, and then it doesn't really matter. Okay, now we go ahead. I'm just gonna, I can get my biggest selfie, which is this one, and
The voice starts to shake. With each strike he lands, the darkness will break. In the chaos of war and of the day, to God storm with the memories lead alike. Let it on the all speed free, spin there and the tide shall not spare and
Yeah, after I get my warships, my 70 warships, I'm gonna maybe tear those up a little bit higher. But right now I'm not, because they steal resources from the thing that I want to steal.
Captain Jack Spade, the legends will play with the warriors.
I wish they would fix this whole thing right here. You saw that window where it said 0.8, but actually it's 800, I mean 300, whatever. It's a little bit more than.
War cries echo, the stars bleed red in the wake of this fight. When the fear is dread.
See, that's what I'm doing there. While I'm sending the ore miner there, because it's a hazard system. I'm going to be able to clear my hazard daily with that and my Romulan mining at the same time. That's the reason why I do that. Now I'm going to have to go in here and do some more of this research when I get ready to use my 68 ship to do some hazard mining. I just didn't want to waste this rare hazard particles. Oh yeah, I'm waiting on that. Okay, I'll show you what I'm talking about over here in the research. You look in here, you see all these hazard stuff. They all use this pretty much either faction credits or particles. I see this one uses for armadas. I have no problem with armadas, so I'll waste them on that until I don't have anything else to spend them on. Right now I'm waiting to get enough. Well, I guess I gotta pick that up to 6. I didn't. Damn. Okay. Well, there's one right here. You can see I don't have enough for that. And there's one for it right here that I don't have enough for that. Now there's one that I'm stuck on because I don't want to build a Minerva just to build a Minerva. There's one that they make you have a Minerva to be able to, this one here. You have to build a Minerva just to unlock this stupid, well, Minerva's a piece of shit ship. So why the hell do I want to build one of those, you know? And see, right now, if I would click that one right now if I wasn't building on my Krechnas. This one I had enough that I need to. So this is not as important because I don't have the 70 ship yet. But you can see I built it up for my Volok, so that was where I'm at. And same thing here. I'm just low on rare ore right now, so I couldn't do it one. But both of these, I probably, now that I don't have Federation ships or Klingon ships I want to build, I probably need to go back in here and finish. There's one of these ones that. Let's see, where's it at? One of these uses Federation, uses credits. Oh, I think it's these. So now I don't have these to do. I'm going to go back and clear these out once I got the credits to do. Only bad thing is thing that the two things I really want to build up, but are these right here. See, it, bad thing is it takes the stuff that I'm building just to do anything with it. Where do you live now? Well, that's a good idea. I didn't think about the twist. That's a good idea on both of those. I'll have to try that next time I do it. If you're in Dallas, a place, if you want to go the best type breast establishments in Dallas, there's a place right on the Frisco Plano border called Tight Ends. Those girls wear lingerie to work, man, and sometimes there's not much to it for lingerie too. Looks like the I don't think it really matters on these, but I'm just if I can find a full one, if I can, I'll get this lower. Let's find another gas deposit shit in here. I'll go ahead and take this back there so we can kind of see. I'm going to go ahead and, use it all and move to another spot. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our returns. Not used to using my return, so I'll end up slotting my feet. So I'm going to get to put sewer in there. Alright, now
Captain Jack's Bay coming in for the raid. You see his creature coming, but now it's too late. Captain Jack's Bay got us up in outer space, headed straight for the Federation. Captain Jack's Bay, he's gonna crush your ships. Captain Jack's Bay, he's gonna raid your base. Captain Jack's Bay.
Yeah, try Tight Ends next time you go in there. I mean, it's like it's like the where the girls from Hooters and Twin Peaks get their next job because they get better tips at Tight Ends than they do. 'Cause I knew some girls that worked there who changed.
Here we go again.
They said that but they basically wear their underwear to work, you know, so. But I mean, there's some smoke. The Dallas area has some hot women. And there's like most days it's like Hooter calendar night is tied in. I mean, that's all they're wearing is their underwear, their bras, their panties. But some of them wear like a little teddy and stuff like that. But man, it's high quality babes in that place, man. But believe it or not, their food is really, really good. Like that chicken fried steak that they have there is probably one of the better ones in Dallas. I only know of one other place that I'd rather eat it at. And they give you big servings too, so there's. I mean, it's almost like the eye candy is bonus. Because the food is really good. I think it's better, definitely better than Hooters. And depending what you buy at Twin Peaks. Now, Twin Peaks has their New York strip where they vet those grilled asparagus and mashed potatoes is pretty badass. That's a hard meal to beat. Well, I used to have a girlfriend that worked at Hooters, so I used to go there for that. But their buffalo chicken sandwich used to be pretty badass, but now they overcook it everywhere I've went after that. But yeah, I used to have one of my girlfriend in the 2000s worked at Hooters. There was like a 15-year age difference in us, but she was going there. She was super smart. She wasn't like what you would think your stereotypical Hooter waitress. She finished at the top of her class at SMU and went to the business college and got her master's at the business school. And she ended up getting a job in Illinois, being an accountant, a certified accountant, making like 6 figures out of the gate. That's really the only reason that we broke up, was because she got that job and I didn't want to move to Chicago, close to the Chicago area where she went to work, and I didn't want her not to take the job. And she worked her ass off for that job. I found her about 5 years ago on LinkedIn. I think the profile must be a dead one, because I said hello to her and she never reached back out. We didn't end bad, so there would be no reason for her not to say hello. And we actually traded emails for a long while until she changed her email. She was probably one of the most hottest girlfriends I ever had. And I don't know, I do not know why she never made the calendar. Because I could look at that calendar and look, and there was at least 5-10 girls in there that weren't better looking than her. I could never understand why she didn't ever make that calendar, because she tried a couple of times. I've got those pictures somewhere. She sent them to me. I have to go look on an old hard drive here or there, but I actually dated her friend before I dated her. But her friend also went away to college, and we started dating after that. Her friend Kim was not that bad looking either. She was more of the stereotype girl that I went for. Laura wasn't. But man, she was beautiful. Her eyes were incredible. She was multiracial, and she had those like those blue eyes like Vanessa Williams. She was beautiful. I mean, she's maybe one of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen. And I mean, big boobs too, man. Tiny waist. She was beautiful. But yeah, try tight ends, man. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Next time you're in the Dallas area, tell your buddies y'all want to go to tight ends instead of one of the other ones, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Because like I said, that's where like the hotter Hooter chicks and Twin Peaks chicks go. Like Hooters and Twin Peaks is their feeder system. But there's a girl that works in the Twin Peaks in Plano over there off the highway. She's pretty hot too. But all those girls, you know, you go in there and you're almost happy with any of the chicks that wait on you. There's not that much of a drop off. Now there's some that have more tats than I like. I don't like girls with tats. But there are a lot of girls that do. This is a neighbor chick of mine that's singing this song. I couldn't find an AI voice that I liked to do it. I knew that she sang karaoke because I would hear her singing in her apartment. So I saw her doing the laundry and I said, "Hey man, I got a song I want you to sing. Can you do an Amy Lee type from Evanescence?" She goes, "Oh, I love Evanescence. I listen to them all the time and sing it." I said, "Well, good. That's what I'm looking for this song." Well, y'all don't know, this is my song about Janeway getting killed by the Klingons. I'm gonna make a video for my YouTube channel for it. I was gonna do it last weekend and everything got turned around for me. I try to get like 130 boxes at least. That's what the whole thing. I'm scoring in the event, of course. That's the deal. But the biggest thing going into Mirror Space are these drop boxes. I mean, you hit like 5 of these hostiles, and you got a full hold. So it's not like you're doing these for the parts or anything else. And it's good for rep. If you guys are trying for rep, you get reputation for all 3. You use some Exicons over here to boost it, and you put a rep crew, and I'll show you one when I'm done. I've got one loaded. I think I've kept it in those boxes for those rep events. But do thing, the box up there that's getting locked up. Before I got my cube, cheated up till I guess it's 215. This is how I got my Rotarian and this. Especially my ROM and Federation. When I started, I took my Romulan reputation from 1 billion all the way to the lockout up here. And my Federation was at the top 60 level when I finished it out on here. Now my Klingon, I did all but the last 100 billion in regular Romulan space for the most part. I did some Fed too when I was trying to get my Varlocks, but I would say the majority, I would say more than 3, well, I say, was it 500 billion, so 400 billion came in regular faction space, and the last 100 billion came in up here. To me, this is the only good thing about the mirror art was this system and the one above it. All the rest of it's trash. The little ship, the officers are really good, but other than that, this is another Mr. Tiger piece of shit. Having to go through all these stupid mazes to get here and all this stupid stuff. You got all the different currencies and crap. To me, I never, usually when I find out Mr. Tiger was the developer for the mechanics on these arts, I know that it's going to be a piece of crap because he's gave us some of the worst content in Star Trek Fleet Command. I love the way that DJ kisses his ass like he's something new. He gives us all this garbage over and over again. I tell you, if I did a Skype thing with Mr. Tiger, our conversation would be a whole lot different. My first question, dude, do you even play this freaking game? Do you understand the game that you're actually writing this crap for? That would be my first and second question to the guy, and it would go downhill from there. We've got glory to the Empire. I don't know that there was any ship that we've gotten in this year so far in the last 4 arcs of the ships have been any good. Now that whatchamacallit, the Revenant or whatever. Now I know a friend of mine that uses it not for the use, that uses it for another use. When I get mine up that higher, I'll show you. But right now, mine's not. I've progressively played it. I didn't buy any. I regret buying the one for the new ship on this one. If I knew that was all the ship was going to do was weaken the other ships in the thing and not actually kill them. Now the lower ones it does kill, because I tried it on one of the lower ones. They do kill them, but by the time the player who gets it as high as mine is, he's no longer going to be wanting to do those. So really the ship is useless. And I've done the research on it. Yeah, I mean that's what I want to do. Right now I'm using this because I don't want to use my Hot 70 ship on the 70 system. I'm cheap. I don't like expensive repairs for grinding. Right now, I could blow up my Reteran 15 times in this system and I wouldn't care. Because I've got so much try that I could never spend it. You missed it earlier today. Our reputation, our alliance took one of our enemy alliances admiral for over $1 quadrillion in resources today. Raid. I think it was like 1.3 if you add all three. But we took 1.1 quadrillion para, and he had like 500 maybe five. It was either like 5 or 350 worth of try, and then he had like 50 trillion in dilithium. So whatever we got, it's always try heavy. One of the things that I wish they would do is come out with skins. It wouldn't help me now unless they gave one that we could put on and get only Sigma parts. So you get a skin for your amalgam to get what resources you want. So it's not always para heavy. So that way, if you got a buddy that needs para and you need try, you can get only the things that you need, and your buddy gets what he needs. That's what I wish they would do. Because I know I would buy it. If they had a skin back in the day when I was raiding for a ship, for my ship or my building, I guarantee I would have bought those skins for the amalgam. No, we raided Prophet earlier. He was letting his wife play the game, and she didn't understand that she was getting raided. She was grinding in mirror bursts for him, and because I thought it was weird because he had ships that were coming back. And we never really, I went in there and popped it with a cube, the ship, when it came back a couple of times. I thought any second now he was going to shield. And so, yeah, so his wife was in mirror space, raiding, doing this, what I'm doing right now. And she didn't realize she was getting raided. Okay, wow, that's a first. I've never had that happen with my hold almost gone. Maybe I used to use Exocom. I'm just gonna let it time out and do something else. You know what? I'm gonna die. I don't need the parts that bad. No, I can just go down one and go back the other way. I just came in here to finish that's a first. I've never had to go. I wasn't even paying attention until I looked up, because I looked at what you said in the chat. I believe if he wouldn't, I don't think he's making that up. Because what was happening in real time made sense to what he was saying. Because who wouldn't shield, Who wouldn't shield him when they brought their ship back? We were thinking it was oh man, it's over with. And then I saw no shield pop up, so I popped it. So I believe what Prophet was saying is true. That it made sense for what was happening in real time. But hey, man, I know when I let my 4-year-old nephew play, I make sure that I'm all squared away. The biggest thing I had to convince my 4-year-old nephew was if he hit a blue player or a blue ship, that it would take away points and he would lose. Because we tell him, he's the kind of little fella that you tell him not to do it, that's the ship he wants to hit the most. You know? And that's like I said, if I ever die and he inherits my computer, the whole server is in trouble. Because there's no little kid that loves blowing up ships more than him. Now his older brother, who's like 7, he's a farmer in the max. He loves to mine and build. He made him his own account. He hasn't played anymore. After they got their Switch, they've been a little bit less wanting to play the spaceship game is what they call it, and anymore. But they'll ask me to play every once in a while. I'll move my ship into a system, and then what I used to do is, now it's going to be a little harder to do. I used to move them in a system and put all my ships that could go out of that system below deck, so they couldn't leave wherever they were at. But now it's a little harder to do with the ships that I got up. And but I had to convince my little 4-year-old nephew that killing the blue ships were a bad thing. He would lose points, and he's the most competitive little kid that's on the planet too. So the aspect of him losing doesn't do any good. Like he's my grandnephew. My nephew got him playing baseball for the first time, and they're playing t-ball. And it's one of those things where there's really no outs. They just hit around through the batting order, and he'd always get upset if he didn't get across home plate. You know, he would always, be sad. I'd have to go over and tell him, hey, you hit 2 people in when you hit the ball. That's as good or better than scoring yourself. And then that usually made him a little bit happier. But he'd be all sad because he thinks he didn't do good because he didn't go across home plate. And I told my nephew, y'all talk to those coaches, after it's all, the inning's over, the kids on base, they should let them just run around the base for home plate, you know. It gives them teaches them what, better how to run the bases, you know. They're only doing it to learn the game. I don't know if they're really even taking score at that point. But this year, he's playing with 5 and 6-year-olds playing coach kids. And he hits the ball as good as any of those 6-year-olds do. So he's doing really good. He's a really athletic player. He's a lot more athletic than his dad was at that age, for sure. He loves baseball. He loves football. So he was playing flag football back last fall. So he's a real athletic little kid. It's going to be interesting to see what he does when he grows up. And he's going to be a bigger kid. He's a little kid now because he's playing with kids, a year, 2 year older than him in some cases. But I told my nephew was going to bump him up even higher. And I said, hey, don't do that. If he gets to a point where he doesn't think he's doing good, he's not going to want to play anymore. That's just the way he's made up. And I said, you got to be careful with him. He's real competitive. He thinks he can't do it good. He's not going to want to play. So I told my nephew he would tap the brake, even though he's doing really good at the level he's at. Don't push him up another notch up. didn't get to see it. He played on Thursday. I was working Thursday night, playing on Thursday night for some reason. I didn't get to see his game. He was telling me on the phone that he hit the ball. He hit the ball all 3 times. I was proud of him. He's a good little kid. My nephew did send me a video on the phone where he hit a double. He hit way out downfield too. Well, no, I mean they liked it, but my nephew and niece-in-law only limit their time to play the switch. So if they get a chance to play the switch lock over there, that's what they're going to play. They got time locks on it, so they can only play for so much a day, or when they unlock it. So. But if they ain't got the switch to play, and both of them are. I actually made accounts for all 3 of them, but they probably went in after right now. Like I said, they're both playing, and they also want to play. They both like that I have chips that can float. They think it's funny as hell when I sneak up on somebody and pop on the float. Now I had to worry about it, like I let one of the defenses, might have been I'll let my 4-year-old go to town. Oh, who was it? I can't remember who it was. It was somebody's defense. I think it's when we were doing that game that we were playing for the right before the last incursion to see how many kills we could rack up in the lines. And but yeah, I let him go to town. I put him in somebody's defense. So it's okay to hit the blue targets today. But he went to town with my Varlocks in there. I let him cloak in and then pick anybody he wanted. I told him to hit the higher ones the better. He got more points for those. He loved every minute of that. He asked me. They both like when I raid somebody and blow up. They will always want to see that. I said we got to find the right person for it. They like that too. But anyway, let's see how many. I didn't see how. I don't like the way this new thing where I can't see what I got. Let's see. This is the one I want to speed up. So I got 2 15 hours. With 4 15 minutes. Go ahead and use them. So. But anyway, yeah. There used to be a guy on our server that he would come in there and just it said that his grandkids would get it and he'd hit all kinds of minors and stuff out of row and stuff, and then say that let his grandkids play, and his grandkids went crazy. But like I said, I watch my nephews when they play the game. And like I said, I had to convince the 4-year-old it was bad to hit the blue player. Unless I told him it was okay. So it's possible. Let's go ahead and we'll do some stuff for. Let's go ahead and knock off a couple of these daily stuff while we sit there. I'm gonna use my cube. I'm gonna put the crew. Well, you know what? Keep it easier. Just switch ships. I'll put my other cube in here and switch it to this one. Instead of moving that, you just go with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump into 7 space and okay, we're gonna jump into 70 space. What I'll do here is it's going to take me more than one because the hazard space appears pretty brutal. In fact, the hazards are going to do a lot more damage to the ship than any of the hostiles will. So what I'm going to do is I got to hit. I'm looking for 71, but 70 count 2 for my daily. But 71's count is 2. So I need as many 70s as possible. We're gonna have to search for life. This last 70 here, we'll go into a bowl of 7. Usually this one has more. For some reason it doesn't. Mine, I don't want to waste coal. As soon as that one gets done, I'm going to set it back over here. Sometimes you got to go back and forth if you've got oil that's left to do it. And I barely. See, I wish that they didn't do this big 70 system had no 69, just had 70 to 71. It would make that a lot easier. I mean, I like the fact back when I was at 69 that I could go into this system and hit all 3. But here I wish it just had 70 to 71. Yeah, you can't sit in there and wait for them to spawn. I mean, the hazards are too brutal. Okay, this one's loaded a lot better than normal. I wish I had put that attack back on. I don't know if you guys have tried it with that artifact that makes you be able to hit multiple ships. It really screws you up in wave defenses. Especially if it doesn't flick over like it's supposed to. I found that out the hard way. Yeah, this has got quite a 70 more than that. Oh shit, I was hit the wrong cube. That's usually a slot I have it in, so for all intents and purposes, it was a mistake, but it was not. At least I got a piece. But has he been doing yeah, that's because I'm used to my switching, having to switch my crew over into that slot. And now they're basically almost the same power, so it's not as easy to know. I would use this, but it doesn't really do me any good. It doesn't count for my day when I'm not really there anymore. I wish they would fix that too. That's something they need to fix. Let's deal with the cue where you're in actual position where you're at. So you would think this one was the closest one to it, but no way it was. So the thing is, do I go ahead and waste all the deal, or do I go? I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go into the next this one to see if there's more sevens. Instead of wasting Paul going back over there. I'll ask for jumping. Well, man, this has been a good stream tonight. A lot of news, first time chatters. Thank you guys. Thank you. Wrestlemania talk was pretty cool. Like I said, we'll try to do this again next pay-per-view. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do the system review. This is the best way. That way you got one. I got 270 right. 71 right there. I think I'm done with all the daily stuff. The daily events now. Now just doing these. I think it's my. After I get through doing this, I might need to reset that gas line. If there's a decent one for me to do, I hope that somebody pulled off of one of their reviews. Because pretty much that's what I'm the most in need of right now is Matt. Matt's the part.
War cries echo, dark shadows loom in the heart of battle. They sink into doom. Captain Jack's fate with vengeance in his grasp. A fierce warrior's might, no thing left to clasp. It's a common thing to claim the throne with the empire.
What name do you like to be called you find it now that you're in the higher 60s, that it's more like being in a higher 60s where you're all just the same bottleneck. I mean, except for Sigma speed up. Sigma speed up is the biggest bottleneck in the whole 60 or 6G, you know, is the Sigma speed up. But now it's like, you know, before you're always big hang-ups where Matt's and later, you know, 5-star. For me, it was when I went up to beginning of Okay, let's reset this. Right now, that's the biggest bottleneck for me. And probably from age like 68 on, were mats and Sigma speed up. Now it's parts. You know, kind of like it was in like 58, 59, 60. You know, but like early on when I was like a 61, 64, it was like being Ops 28 again, where you didn't have anything. You know, one thing I was never could make a upgrade because of math. Math were easy at that point. I don't think there was any. I don't think I came to a point until I was like Ops 67 where math stopped me in my progression of upgrading during the weekend. That's when it started showing up about later Ops 7, you know, maybe 67. But now that's the biggest. Like you look at my shifts. Parts. Now that one I can just do this too, so that's no big. Parts on that one. This is using all common, so it's cool there. But for this one, I need just a little bit more rare. That's why I didn't do that research a while ago, because I knew I was close on this one. So why I set myself back farther. So those are the biggest hang-ups here. And same thing right there. Parts here, pretty much. You know, that one's not that bad. But that's all I need. I mean, probably next week, whatever I earn this week, and I'll buy an interceptor pack next week. This one will be tier 11. And pretty much the little Kretschner. This is gonna get tiered up when I'm in rare hell, which I know is gonna happen. It always happens on those epic ships. Where you're gonna be in rare hell for parts and rare parts and rare mats. So when that happens, then I'll have my Kretschner, little Kretschner to do, or the Enterprise E. Those are my secondary ship. This is my primary. I got this Enterprise E basically as a counter to anybody else's Kretschner. And then I've got this one just for fun, just so I can have two Kretschners with two different PvP crews. So, and I'll tell you my original plan was, until they came at this last little thing with the VP or whatever announced that 7G or 7G space is going to be here soon. So from what I've been hearing from some other channels, most people, I've heard people say as early as October, which that source is a little bit less reliable, but the one that I have that is telling me they're thinking more like the first of the year, maybe around Christmas or you know, first of the year that we'll have the 7G. Now, if it would have been the original thing I heard was going to be mid next year is when they were going to go 7G. But now there's going to be this soon. Our Ripper's going to build all three crates. One for the Interceptor crew, one for the Mirror crew, and one for the Freeman crew. And then just have the Enterprise E counter. And just, like I said, I'm going to build the Romulan battleship just for fun. It's such a cool looking ship. Let's go look at it. Might be the coolest ship in Star Trek fleet. But I love my Reterran. My Reterran will always be my favorite ship ever. look at this bad boy. Man, that is such a badass looking ship. And I'm gonna build it just because of that. Don't know how far I'm gonna take it up. It'll be a good ship to be left on my base to help guard it, because battleships are always the better partnership to kill in the station. But I'm gonna slow roll build it. As you see, I'm not in any hurry. I built the Enterprise E and both of my Crescents pretty fast. Yeah, I love the Repair. The Repair will always be my favorite ship. But the Crescent is a pretty badass ship in its own right too. Let's look at this bad boy. Yeah, it's a badass looking ship. It doesn't look that much different. The battleship in this one doesn't look that much different. But I like this black and red. It makes it look. Which go out a little bit. Like you can see, it is like I said, it is my favorite ship in the game. I did so much with this ship. Raised so much hell with it. Made a lot of the bigger spenders on my server mad because it couldn't kill it with their G6 ship. As you can see, man, I go pretty hard with the research and what you think. So but man, I love this ship. When we do get G5 scrapping, this sucker will not get scrapped. There are like 3 ships that are got a soft place in my heart. My G4, my D4, my D4. That one has a soft place in my heart too. That was kind of my coming out party on this server, where I had to be a person they had to deal with. Because when I got that bad boy, well, everybody on this server was pretty much fed fanboys. And when I found a crew that I could beat the Enterprise with, it was not a fun day for a lot of those guys. And that's the one thing, you know, that I like about now. There's a lot of crewing varieties you can do. It got kind of boring when the strike team was like the only one you could use to really do any kind of damage on anybody. Now they're still good, but there is a triangle now as far as the crews go. And I'm interested to see, like, if some of you guys notice, we find with the mirror. I already pulled that one off. Yeah, I did. Okay, let me go ahead. Switch. No, I don't want to switch that one because I'm going to go right back in space here in a minute. Let's go back to my Repair and then I'll put my Verox. Was it the Verox or is it my second? No, I got that in my second queue. See, I put him there because he's got. I'm interested to see if putting him here instead of Honor Guard War. I was going to try that out this Monday, but like I said, I couldn't get into Arena test it out. But you got your franchises mixed up. I do think they had a return in one of the original Star Trek movies. The return was in. Well, I was trying to, when you saw that video that I was doing, it wasn't a public group. It wouldn't let me on, and it would tell me that gave me that error you saw, or the squad was full, and I would refresh, and it would show me the same two squads over and over and over again. I could never get in. I tried. Starting one. Last time I started one in the public, I sat there for 2 hours and never got through. Because I guess the other 70 guys don't think I'm high enough for them. I don't know. But anyway, I could never get in a squad. Well, the problem is we gotta have on my squad. I only got like a hand. No, not that I got some people, but they've all got to be on at the same time. And that's usually a hassle. Now, me and Wild Card, we were on together, and we hooked up with. It was either a 69 or a 70 guy, but we hooked up with 370 guys that were like maxed out on all their ships. So it was like not being a 70, you know. When their ships are all maxed out, and you got then I only had the Rotaran, and my Rotaran was about the same as this little one. So now that I got my Rotaran up a little bit higher, that might be a little bit different story, but they had all cubes that were like 135 billion cubes, you know. And we tried it twice, and we drew the same damn squad twice in a row, which sucked. Because the first time it wasn't even close. And that's really the last time I played. It was like 3 weeks ago. Because the last 3 weeks I haven't been able to get in. The week before last was because of the job. It wasn't because of this, because I didn't have time to do any squads. But I tried to get in before work, and then I was able to go tried a couple of times during some downtime. I was in a position that had downtime. The first night was my very first night working 2 weeks ago, and they had me going all over the whole. There's like 4 water plants right there together. So they were having me go grab samples and do stuff at all 4 water plants just so I know where everything was. So it calmed down some. That first night was brutal. This 60-year-old dude, they ran that dude ragged. I guess they wanted to see how bad I really wanted to work. And, but it was brutal. Well, let's go look again, see if somebody's cleared. I gotta get some more gas. I'll pull mine off and see. Most likely it'll go. Oh, I got a good deal. Maybe because there isn't that many. Usually it changes the other one. Okay. But I did get enough to clear that daily, though. No, I didn't. I just didn't do this one. Okay. But anyway. So, I don't know, another weight defense maybe. You know, I need to go, before I change crews, I need to go into, with the NX01 into that space to grind some of that material. And also need to do a solid enemy. So, lead, oh, I don't need to change anything to now you basically use the same below deck. I just changed the options above. I can use these. These are good officers for it too. I just like to have a reason to use the Enterprise crew. Like I said, that was one of my favorite series. I must have passed it. There it is. Like I said, if anybody's a newer one, this should be rare. Epic should be to Paul. Should be blocks. And both of them should have captain's abilities. One of them should be for like the reptilians, and the other one should be for the silent enemies. Because Tucker and T'Pol captain that Enterprise NX-01 as much as Archer did in the series, because Archer would always go on the weight and get in trouble. So it's kind of stupid. The person who designed the art for this didn't really watch the series very good. Oh, what am I doing? I'm looking for freebooter space. That's not where I want to go. Okay. I just need to fill my hole. So I'm going to go into 62 space. It was like an event. I would go to 61 so I could get more of them. But I'll more than fill my hole up here. I'll probably actually hit a battleship on the way out, see if it'll send me faster. They gotta be 64 or above. 64 or above. Me and Robo, I don't like Robo very much. Me and him are not cards.
As my ship goes down in flames,
You don't remember I was all when I was in your alliance with you, I was all over his ass. So I'm in alliance with as many people, a lot of people I don't like. And he's one of them. That ain't happening.
In my mind I see your face. I can hear your voice say, where do we go from here? When all is said and done, will I still be your one? As my ship goes down in flames, my heart cries out your name. As the skies come crashing down,
That goes all the way back from when I was originally in the NSA.
is where you are now. Where are you now? Don't leave me in the dark. The pain will only start. Can't go on without you. There's nothing I can do. Don't leave me in the dark. The pain will only start. Can't
have put the doctor on it. Or maybe we try Rachel Garrett. No, I just hit it. Oh, okay. I'm full now. Let's see if we can get another one. Always use those tokens. Now let's see how many I can hit till I die. I mean, I had minimal holding it. Now I gotta look down a little bit more. Wow. Oh, dude, I'm not gonna press my luck anymore. Golly, I can't believe I hit 3 in a row. This high up. The lower ones I can do all day, but because my ship's more powerful than the go home cannon. But that hit 4. Let's see, that's right. I got 4 into the circle. Oh, PC. Damn it. I think I hit 3 of those and I hit the 4th one back. Or the first one back. But yeah, I hope I can get into some arenas tomorrow and test some of this stuff out. The problem is I'd like to stream, but like I said, I think the 2 times I had problems getting in. That's just staring at the thing going in there, so it doesn't make much of a stream. So, hell, I don't care. To me, the combat arenas, I'm in there for the loot. I'd like to get the ranking higher so I can get a Mirror Ahura, but ultimately I want loot. I don't care if I lose. So it's not one of those deals if I went on the stream and you saw me lose. I'm there for the loot. It's a free mechanic. It doesn't cost you a single thing. You know, it doesn't cost. That's why I don't get the people that are hesitant to play. It doesn't cost you any resources. And you get loot whether you win or lose. And there's some good shit in that refinery. I mean, if it was a shitty refinery like some of these, then if you didn't want to play, I would say thumbs up to you. But you got all your mirror officers you can get shards for. You got this is the only place you can get the artifact for Giorgio's crown. And also anybody else, if I was further down, this would be the first must thing is this when I unlock, even over her. Because like you got speed ups, and this has a good one. You get a chance for a 3-day. It's one of the few places is a 3-day. You can't even get those in packs. And I've gotten a few 3 days out of there. Plus, if you were low on any of these, here you go. I don't think I would use the credits for that myself, but if you were close to making a upgrade on something, there's just something to help you out. But when I was originally in this alliance, they stopped playing because they were getting their asses kicked. And I'm like, I dropped. Because I wanted Ahura and I wanted this so bad. But now, then when I went to a couple of other alliances, they weren't that good players. So it made it pretty hard to. So I was kind of screwed either way. And then I thought, oh man, the public ones, hell yeah. Well, I got in that 1 week and I went like 50-50 on it. And then after that, I've never been able to get in. I've been getting, every time I would play, I'd get that bug. And I've reported it at least 8 times. And like I said, I did. Hey guys, this is screwed up. I redeemed this earlier. Just show me I can. I'm gonna go hit a couple of those real quick and see if I can get a free pass on that. Check that on y'all still real quick. If you're online playing when you're watching this, go to that, because I swear to God, before I did the stream, I redeemed that. It shouldn't be there already to the point where I can redeem it again. So I'm gonna put my Armada crew real quick and hit 3 of them real quick and make a bigger pool. Oh, I need my cue. It's already out. No, it's not. Let's go ahead and switch our Armada crew over again. This is the Armada crew I use right here. I use Neelix because it's a cube. I'd use another officer if it was a different ship. Alright. I'm gonna go back up here while it's hitting these 70s and get me. I'm going to do this shuffle thing. And I'm going to go in 68 system right there. Let's jump.
We sing this song. There is nothing that can stop us now. This is how it goes. With the blades held high. This is what it looks like to be Klingon. These are our songs about our victories, about our glories. We are Klingons. This is how it goes, with our blades held high. This is what it looks like to be Klingon.
What event is that? I think I missed an event somewhere. Something scored for something I wouldn't recognize it. Is it the Crenum event? You shouldn't score for. I think I missed an event somewhere, guys. I have to go back and look. Imminent threat, section 31. What the hell is that? I don't see it anymore. I'm gonna speed it up. I guess I could get 160. Let's go ahead and get a 69. I'm gonna take 2 glasses anyway. Maybe by then one of the 67 ship or a explorer will come in, or an interceptor will come in here. Spawn. I can get a six. Man, I've never seen them spawn like this in here with me where I could have done 6 of them if I. Usually 4 is the most. I'll get a 5th one every once in a while, but the chance to get 6, I don't have that many directed throw, of course. Okay, man, that's a first, dude. I'm gonna see if it redeems now. Cause I already made my pull for the day earlier. It'll be the first time one of these things work out in my favor. Cause I made the pull earlier. No, it's gone now. It's probably one of those, we've been having a glitch where after you redeem something, it still shows up, but that's the first time I've ever seen that when you go to it for the first time, but I'd redeemed that earlier. There's nothing in that to help me at all. I wish they would have mastery on the discovery so I could get rid of. Oh no, that's the void. Let's do some free moves. Get yes, we don't need a TV creature. We do have some I got my DeMarco right here. So I got 7 and 9. This is overkill. It's like you were sledgehammer from right now. But there's some of our people that we got hard rolling here. I'm going to pop them. Mostly our guys. Good for that 49 guy. Good for you, man. You learned to got a little island. That's an interesting captain for Hora. Not what I would put, but good for him for punching up, man. But I would use, I think I did use the Thai crew back in the day when I was my low 50s, high 40s, whatever. I went up, I did like he did. I went up pushed up higher. I think that the first one that I actually did it with was my colon.
Remains of our fallen Captain Jack Space, relentless and bold. Big out of steel, a legend retold. In the vent of space, shadows that drive. Fire and controls as the stars realign.
That one gets backward and go back down.
Streets of the void, to the agony halls. Captain Jack Spade leads free of falls. Take a place, there's the Federation's pride in the depths of despair. All legends collide, in the shadows we rise. Bleeding from pain. We dive in the chaos, not top chaos ray. Igniting the night. In this final hour, we embrace the fight.
As far as with that, I got some stuff I do need to do.
On the metal sky, Channel 3, Captain Jack Slade's rage, stirring the deep, the Klingon warriors, wrap the cold, marching but not off, story unfolds. You won't back down when the wolves at the gate, with blood on hands, sealing their fate. The true lies true, echoes of despair, Federation's dreams die in the snare.
We're gonna put back our other crew.
Klingon honor, we fight for the day. Over server 74.
Seeing if they were gonna do something, someone's asking. You put those systems, I thought they were gonna do some Cindy armadas.
Oh, server 74.
He was telling somebody where they were.
On my hands, your body lies lifeless in space as you run away. Glory to the Empire.
Yeah, that whole mechanic with the new addition to board space where you can pretty well make a pull almost every day if you're doing a solo armadas for the rares, make it almost too damn simple. Like, let's see, I can pull.
I'm a killer of Starfleet.
Section 31.
Bloodlines can't thrive.
So I can do another pull in 9 hours. I make a pull out, probably make a pull out this every day.
Oh, server 74. Your blood is on my hands. Your body lies lifeless.
What I've been doing is when I do them, try to have enough so when I do them, I can make
Glory to the Empire.
the big pull on here.
Glory to the Empire.
I need to see how many I have. Maybe I probably do have enough for the big pull now. Because this is the only stuff that I need off of this. Now some of the shit stuff in there I could have used when I needed it, but
dripping with the blood of every freaking farmer. Oh, server 74. Your blood is on my head.
in finish. Have you had that glitch on your server where after you redeem something, it's still showing it's available? But that's the first time I've actually, that it hasn't happened right after I redeemed it, where it showed it was available. I should have just did it. I got greedy there. I wanted to get a full pull to see if it would work. Okay, let's go back here to finish this up, and then I need to do some silent enemies. Let's see. Let's go back and choose what we want. Go back and Get my PE crew. Go right back. Let's go. Let's go in the big one first. That one's had time to get some cool down, maybe some 70s respawn down over there. There's one right there, there's a scout. Let's see what else is in here. There's a 71 up there. Dig that. There's 2 70s. Looks like it's still mostly 69s in here. Usually it's the other way around, but there's just barely any 69s in here, all 70s. Usually this is what the other one looks like. You got like 4 70, 70, maybe 171. Usually takes me 2 runs to do this. Now if we were doing a rep event, like we had to do every once in a while, I would go into the federation system and hit the hot dog and get these too. Since there isn't, there's no reason to do it. that again. We're gonna put a repair in it. Okay, now I'm gonna use the rep crew for this.
Captain Jack Speed with fire in his eyes, conscious of the storm, no one hears their cries. With a bird of praise flying high and proud, in the shadow of the stars, he attacks the crowd.
Now we can
War cries echo the empire's might, destruction and glory in the dead of night.
That's my rep crew. Okay. I messed up when I put this up.
Through the darkness, the engines roar.
Okay, we can. I'd have a better shot at building this one. Okay, we need
resolve. He charts his fate. The honor of the empire never too late. War
Put
cries
the doctor in
echo,
instead of him.
glory unleashed in the heart of battle. He's a savage beast. Service 74, the wisdom in the change. With close intentions, a time feels strange.
Hard there, then we're going to put right here.
Captain Jack Spade on quest for pride. With the God's blessing, there's nowhere to hide.
Now we're going to go solid enemies.
Through the stars, he weaves a tale of tread. In the heart of battle where only legends tread. War cries thunder as the engines blaze. Captain
Somebody
Jack
is-
Spade in a deadly phase. In the void between stars, his legacy will grow. A temple in war, lets the legends flow. With every conquest, the empire stands tall. In the wake of his wrath, they feel his call.
Didn't completely move or I'd been out of focus.
War cries
I'm sometimes
echo,
behind up here,
dark
but-
shadows loom in the heart of battle. They sink in his doom. Captain Jack Spade with vengeance in his grasp. A fierce warrior.
Yeah, thanks, man. This is original music.
In the common thing to claim the
Put
throne.
my
With the
Armada
empire's
crew
power
up here.
forever to be known. War cries thunder as enemy ships fall in the realm.
I'm not going to get my full crew.
Battle, his spirit attained. Rising from the ashes, his legacy names. In the depths of the content of fury ignites. Captain Jack Spade ready for a fight. War cries echo, vengeance unleashed. In the dark of night, power increase. Steel against steel, the voice starts to shake. With each strike he lands, the darkness will break.
Huge way overpowered.
In the chaos of war and of the day, to God storm with the memories lead alike. Let it on the all speed breeze in there and the tide shall no spare and creation. These will pass, will pop wars each and they strike like a storm in darkness lights. Captain Jack Spade, the legends will play with the warrior's heart. It's
Now,
forever
for some of your lower players,
beneath the holograms, his spirit
what Naz is saying
ignites
in here,
in the fury of
going
combat.
for the,
He takes
like,
to the
did you see
heights.
this? That battleship guy is focusing on the explorers is going with the triangle. That'll give you the best results, is going with the triangle. But for my ship, it doesn't really matter. because my crew in there is shipping a lot better than any ships that are in here. I can go against the triangle all day and have minimal hull damage, but that's not the norm. But you can see like how much of that loot crew does, like Rachel Garrett especially. Him, her, and Picard together. Okay, I'm watching my cues. I'm gonna go try to help this guy out to hit these battleships, so maybe he can spawn in some more explorers. Try to hit as many of these non-explorers as possible, so maybe it'll help him out. Not many people do that for me in here, but why not? I feel generous tonight. Otherwise, I could be cold-blooded and just go for the explorers and make it harder for them. Okay, I'm in the system. Let's see where we're at. See if they got those numbers. I think there's 2 going on here. No, there's only 1. So if you got a guy like an arm, the row on our server, ships are protected in here. Now, if there's somebody you don't like in here, and you're like me, where it doesn't matter which ship I hit, I would go in here and just go to town on these explorers and make it harder on the dude. I mean, not yet explorers. If I wanted to be an asshole. There are some guys that on this server I would do that. I'm just here to fill my hole. That'll keep me busy. Set it up. I could use some of this blue back.
The stars are burning bright. The Klingons struck at night. Shadows creeping in the dark. The Enterprise is torn apart.
I know I don't have any. I usually have like get a redemption yesterday. Rachel Garrett in here, man. You fill and Picard, Picard is the captain. Fill this thing up quick. I remember it used to take me like 30 minutes to drive in here to fill this hall. Because I couldn't use the Picard originally. Originally I had to use Janeway crew. And that doesn't help you at all with loot. Because you needed the doctor in the officer's chair, so not below deck to help you get loose. But you fill this up relatively fast. It's not a beat. It used to be a beat. I hated when I ran out. And the thing is, I'm using the same ship I've always used. But my crewing is a lot better now. Once I got Picard up in Tier 4, with Rachel Garrett. Now, it doesn't make any sense to me that R2 doesn't work on solid enemies. like I said, in a perfect world, if they do research the thing, you can use Tucker or maybe Epic to Paul in the Silent Enemy, and then use one Tucker on the reptilians, and and Archer on their aquatics like he is, But they don't think that well when they do the game. They just don't. Like I wish that they could have some kind of players board that could, real players, not people that are on NDAs and kiss their ass, but people that will say, man, this artist dog this is white dog shit. Maybe they could make some improvements to where it actually works for most players. And especially if you're a really low player, some of these, especially when you first start the game, there's a lot of these artists that are even for you. And the thing is, it should be made to where the arcs are graded, where the G3 players get versions of the arc, the 4G players get a version of the arc, the 5G players get a version of the arc, and the 6G players get a version of the arc. Where I'm not having to hit Doomsday hostiles to finish a ticket. That doesn't make any sense. Or still having to do the stupid Stella shit. But they got another one. I've been talking to y'all. I already got the thing maxed out, so I'll send it home. I just got into the music and was talking to you guys. So you can see it shortens your time quite a bit using Rachel Garrett with Picard, and I use her on a lot of different grind type thing. I'll use her on the Gorn as well. There's a good Gorn crew for Gorn stuff. In fact, what we'll do, I can grind some Gorn real quick. When this gets back, we'll go hit a 70 Gorn system. So but yeah, that was the only. Remember that the way that they did that arc in the beginning. I need to use some things. I'm using it. I want the interceptor part. I should have been doing this on the other one, but I didn't do it. I'm too busy grinding the other system. I might go up into rare space after the rare one here. After he gets done with that, nobody starts another one. Okay, let's go. Let's change cube to the big cube. And we're gonna go up into Gorn space. And that's another stupid thing, that the damn beam doesn't work on the Gorn ships. Come on. That's really, really stupid. Well, you can always use Gorn. The damn refinery, man. Yeah, I think that's just another Mr. Todd creation. One that you have to actually keep both ones going. You got to do 2 runs. You got to do one with this the gimmick ship, and you got to do one with your warship to keep, because they don't equal out in value as far as this was going to give you lopsided in one part, one loot, and when you get the little ship and go into the lower system to do that one, it's going to be lopsided the other way. So you got to make 2 runs. You got to make one with your best warship, with your best crew. I can get away with my cube using the loot crew. So that has always been something I don't understand. I mean, that little ship. I mean, and it's funny. They had an event where they wanted you to spend parts and loot that you used to build the ship and upgrade the ship. The research for Latinum. Screw you. I mean, this is a little whatever. That Gorn ship is one of the hardest ships in the damn game to upgrade. And you want me to give up my parts so I can win some token shit? Come on, man. Now they should do it on older stuff, like they did with the NX-01 when they did that. That was cool because a lot of people had their NX-01 completely tiered out, or they were onslaught, so they had extra of that crap to give up to compete and get platinum in the event. But I'm not going to give up loot for I think it was the Vindicator and the Eviscerator. I wasn't going to give up that for whatever they were giving away in that damn store. Hell, they should be letting us trade other loot stuff for this crap, the other way around. Yeah, and I don't have to really worry about going with the triangle in here either. Now, when I was doing my Rotaran, when I put the slip FT and I was doing I think it was either the system below this or whether my Rotaran, I did have to pay attention to not hit the explorers in here. And I didn't get a full crew. Rachel Garrett wasn't in the game yet. I was using Picard just because I did both and I got more loot using Picard even though I hit less hostiles. And that's the biggest thing. Don't be afraid to experiment with crews. You might discover a happy accident, and I've done that a couple of times. And sometimes what somebody says works won't work for you because you're sitting as tiered up high as person X. Because most of these epic officers don't get good till tier 3. For the most part. There are exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, tier 3 is where you really want to, I got my Sam Kirk to tier 3. Maybe I need to see if she's Sam Kirk and James Kirk are a better crew. And that was the case for me. Right now, Janeway, I got my Janeway I found another one that's slightly better than this crew. But it's so slight, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, so I decided not to change. But when I get my Janeway up to tiered out, which I'm getting close to that, that's probably going to be a different ball game there. I'm probably going to have to go to the crew that I did the stream on. Otherwise, I wouldn't have no use for the Kirk brothers. I'm just kind of doing it for that reason too, because there are like seconds of difference in hold in time. And most of these I'm not even coming close to dying. Look how much. See, it piled up fast with that Rachel Garrett crew. I mean, look how how little these 70s charge the beam, man. They could have mercy on us and let us, when it gets done, when we finally grind out a full charge, hell, man, let it count. But it won't. It won't even let you do it. So it doesn't even make any sense. Because by the time I grind enough to make this charge up, I'm almost to be done. And then I can't even use the charge. See, I got negligible cold damage using a whip through here. Now, when I heard a Alliance tournament is coming next week. I don't know when the next invasions are coming, that's what I really want. I want some more DeMarco shards. But if any of you guys are on the private server, we need to be hollering at these community managers that they need to change that SMS from Syndicate XP to loot from the store, because it makes no sense that we don't get loot for the store, because really the only place you can earn it is through the leaderboard event, or if your alliances hit those milestones in the main event. But we should be getting loot for that store so we can get more galactic acclaim. This is one of the only other places you can get it, besides the Armadas. Okay, he's already doing another one. I must have missed it.
As my ship goes down in flames, my heart cries out your name. As the skies come crashing down, all that matters now is where you are.
There's a lot of things I don't like about the game, but I love it overall. But like I said, we got a lot of people who design these arts and some of these mechanics that don't either play the game or don't understand Star Trek. And you get these weird stuff. Like you get, like I said, like a lot of those Enterprise officers don't make sense. And Tucker's lower deck ability is for the Voyager stuff. Well, he was long dead before the Voyager. Poor Tucker. I talked to the actor. They had like a Star Trek convention here in Dallas last year, and it was a 3-day event. I went to 2 days of it. And the first Friday was sad of the tournament. The tournament was sucking. I went and got the actor that played Tucker's autograph, picture signed, and we're just gonna say, hey, I just kind of awkwardly said, hey man, I thought they did your character wrong, and that deal. The whole show got shafted on the finale, and we ended up talking for like over an hour, and he was just a really cool dude. I wasn't expecting, I just wanted to tell him, hey man, I love that series. It's my second favorite Star Trek series ever. And I said, now that I watched The Next Generation, it inches closer to being my favorite. And I said, right now, A Strange New World is really good. I got to see where they take it before I try to put it above Enterprise or Next Generation. I got to see where they take it. Because they keep doing stupid episodes like the musical episode. Then, and they got to try to do some more woke stuff like they did on Discovery, They might be Thursday, but it's a really good series so far. I mean, I got to meet and took a picture of Christina Chong, who plays Luann in the series. I got to take a picture and talk to her for a little bit. And she signed I took a picture, I made a screenshot of Strike Team Luann, and I got her to sign that. And I told her, did you know about her character in the game? And she said no. I said, well, your character in the game is one of the most badass characters in the game. And I said, it's my favorite, you're my favorite officer. Because my shit before, after the D3 was, my D4 was my Katinga. My Katinga was a bad ship for a while, and she was right when the strike team came out, and when I got it. So yeah, that was a killer crew for me for a while, and that the very first leaderboard event I won was for Luann, and I got first on the first week, second on the second week, and first in the third week. So I had her at tier 3 out of the box pretty much. And but that didn't really make sense why she was the captain. I thought it should have been Una. But I'll give them a pass because Strange New Worlds hadn't even aired when they did the arc. So I'll give the creators a pass on that, but for sure it should have been Una as the captain and Luann is her right-hand gal, you know, not the other way around. Yeah. A lot of people didn't like Picard. I thought it was good. The last season was just kind of like a Next Generation reunion, but I thought the storylines on Picard season 1 and 2 were good. And it was kind of weird because that was the one thing that Patrick Stewart didn't want to do. He didn't want to do a Next Generation reunion, and he ended up doing it in season 3. I think he did it because he was hoping that he could get a movie out of it. Because he really wants to do another one of those movies before he gets too old to play Captain Jean-Luc Picard anymore. So I've heard him say that. He's been pressing hard at every kind of these comms for another Next Gen movie. But I think that's the only reason he relented and did a kind of Next Gen reunion season 3 with Picard. But Picard wasn't bad. The first 2 seasons of Discovery was decent. That's where you get Lorca and all that stuff, and DiGiorgio and all that. Those were good seasons. And also season 2 is where you get your tie-in with Strange New Worlds. There would be no Strange New Worlds without season 2 of Discovery. Okay, I'm full again, damn it. I'm talking to you guys, not paying attention. Okay, let's see if you got another one. Okay, I'm gonna go into rare space and see if I got any directives. See, now I've got to go get the eviscerator and go into that system. Fun stuff. So what I'm just gonna do, I've got to do some crew jujitsu on here because it's a lot smaller ship. Let's see how much. I'll see how many correct. Oh hell yeah! I got enough to do 3. I'll wait and see if anybody wants to join. I'm going to grab a Dr. Pepper real quick while I'm waiting to see if anybody wants to pop in.
us now. This is how it goes. With the blades held high.
Yeah, I was hoping that I would have 3. I have 5 stars. I'm not going to use them all. I'm only going to use the 3. What I do is I wait to the 5-minute mark, or when it's 10 minutes. If nobody's called out saying, "Hey, I'm on my way," I go ahead and speed it up. I'm not going to let this thing sit out 15 minutes. Because I don't have any I have no. I can solo all 3 of these if I wanted to. Cool. Yeah, I've got the Rev. I don't have that other one. The other one with the electricity. I didn't buy it. Like I said earlier in the stream, I wish I wouldn't have bought the junker. I wish I would have used that $200 towards my Enterprise E. Because if I had a do-over, that's exactly what I would do. If I could have a return policy.
This is how it goes. With the blades held high.
I can see. I don't think maybe when this thing gets mega teared up, maybe the beam will be strong enough where it can kill some of those hostiles. But I don't see the value of it just weakening the thing. It's sort of like the cutting beam when it first came out, before they gave you primes and artifacts to strengthen the beam. To me, the cube was just complete trash until you got it up to tier 14. Then it was useful. After that, to me, it was not fairly even got out. I only did it for like events that made me use it. Okay, we need to switch to the stupid. Where's that at? There it is. There's this piece of crap. Let's see if we got any upgrades before we do it. Yeah, we're way off from the next one. This is such a slow thing to tear up. God dang it. Alright, let's go in and pick our crew. Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have. Okay, so we're in good shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Paris out and put the doctor in his place. So, I got a decent size. I thought the crew was smaller than that in there, but okay, I'm almost to the 10-minute mark. I don't have anybody in my line saying I'm on my way. I'm gonna go ahead and kill one of these. No, I don't see any explorers, any interceptors in this system. There's only there's something. I have never seen this few of hostiles in the system ever. Is that weird for you guys? Y'all see that? There's only 3 hostiles left in this whole entire system. Okay, nobody called out at under 10 minutes. Some guys missed out on some loot. I'm gonna start the next one. We'll go into the Gorn space, do some grinding. Now there's all kinds of hostiles in here now. Isn't that freaking weird? Wasn't that fucking weird, man? Dang. Let's go ahead and pop them. Let's see if the bonus one's in here first before I kill these next. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see the 61. So we'll go ahead and use the other one. I'm going to give them some time to see if anybody wants to join. If they don't, then they're missing out on loot. Okay, I gotta. Okay, it's up there next to Fed space. Here we go. And that's the bad thing is I got the warp range as high as I can get it. This is the largest system I can go to. You know what? It won't, even with a loot crew, I could definitely be hitting bigger hostiles with this.
Under the thundering skies, Captain Jack's making bright high.
And I will try to hit most of the battlefields. And I will go. I try to stay away from the explorers.
Without a fight, until we ride, ignite the night. Captain Jack's made the storm on the rise. Play on fury, war in his skies. Trains their crew, lost souls in the void. Ashes of legends, trains it dry.
Yeah, it kind of sucks to be able to keep the mechanic going. But you've got to do two different runs. There's really no way to avoid that. Until this ship gets high enough that you get into the 60 system, then you might get away with not having to do that.
We will not bow. We will not yield. In this dark war, our beats are sealed.
Yeah, even with the loot crew, look how shitty it is.
In this darkness,
The payout, you won't get a full run. So I'll probably grind on these until I get tired of grinding. But it's mostly the one that I don't get with it. Look at the payout. We got like the epic ISO matter. Look how lopsided it is. So now the other side is way the other side. I should have let y'all see what it was. But see, it says easy on it. Yeah, it's easy because you won't let me go any higher than this. I'm hoping the next tier up will let me get into 60 space. It still may come to a point until I get maybe 2 more tiers higher before I still won't want to take my cube up there or repair it.
Jack's face, relentless and bold. Still, a legendary dog.
Did the guys know that the Pokemon from me are That's why he stopped. He would have gotten to it before I did. I didn't see him going for it. That would have been, I wouldn't have popped him for that. I didn't see him going for it. There used to be a guy that was really bad about it. He would take 3 ships in there and he would something like this and just coach left and right and sitting there. When he left our alliance, man, I would pop him every time he came into the system. When he was in my alliance, there wasn't nothing I could do about it. He thought it was funny too. So when I wasn't in his alliance no more, when I see him bring them 3 little ships into the system, you know what Spade did? Spade popped his ass. Like this guy right here is in the system. I've never had an issue with him. I wouldn't screw with him. There are guys on this server, if I see them in any system, that they get popped.
Over server 74 with my backlet still dripping with the blood of every freaking farmer. Oh, server 74, your blood is on my hands. Your body lies lifeless in space as you run away. Glory to the Empire. Glory to the Empire. Glory to the Empire.
Let's see if anybody joined. I kind of went past my normal. Okay, he did come back. Let's speed this thing up.
I'm a killer of Starfleet, so Klingon bloodlines can thrive. Callous, we serve you. May you rule the universe. Oh, server 74, your blood is on my hands. Your body lies lifeless in space as you run away. Glory to the Empire. Glory to the Empire. Glory to the Empire.
See, I don't have my full Armada cruises. Like stealing some on my charge. I'm not getting a full charge.
Klingon honor, we fight for the day. Over server 74, with my backlet still dripping with the blood of every freaking farmer. Oh, server 74, your blood is on my hands. Your body lies lifeless in space as you run away. Glory to the Empire. Glory to
So this
the
might give me depending on what my pull's going to be here with those mats and parts, I might get another upgrade on one of my, probably my Enterprise E or my little Rotary. I won't get enough for my big one, I don't think. But there's a chance. That's kind of why I'm doing it. So I'm only going to do the 3. That's enough for me to do. If he does win, I'll stay up there and support. But these are going through directives I need. I got 2 more stars at least, and but I'm not going to use them. I'm going to save them for that event on Thursday, or when there's another. When I can make another pool, maybe. like I said, man, this is fun. Even with a loot crew. I think this is, I don't know if it was this ship or the one after, where I said, well, I'm not going to buy it. I don't care, maybe it's going to hurt me on the day one event, if I don't have it. I'm not doing it anymore. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to leave. There'll be another compete on the bottom going there. I'm here to come back. Well, he doesn't know I wasn't going to screw with him. He was smart. Does want to drive it. Hit 10, I'm going to go I'm not seeing anybody in 10, I'm saying I'm on my way. I went a little bit longer than I normally do that last time. Wait 5 minutes because that gives anybody a chance to change through and get up there. It takes about 2.5 minutes, depending on where you're at. And space to get up there. I will see if he's going to do one. If he doesn't do one, then we're going to send it home. I'll probably call the stream after that. I think I got everything done. I need to see where that stream event scoring is. Like this is something. Oh, it's this one. Hostile count for this one too. Okay. That's good stream. One for the section 39. I ought to go see how high ship, that little ship can because I don't have a model option like that. Let's see what he does if he can zip out. I know I got what I need.
Captain Jack's free with fire in his eyes. Conscious of the storm, no one hears their cries. destruction and glory in the dead of night.
I wish there was a way you could turn that back on again, because I heard a lot of people, before I really, during the work, I had a bunch of people tell me that it sucked to see things. I can see what they're saying now. I can see what they were talking about. But you can't really see what all this is on. Yeah, let's see. Looks like I got it.
There's nowhere to hide.
All right, guys, that's the call to the stream. We'll probably try to do this tomorrow. So, until then.